Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever you feel comfortable. So let's start today's topic, Paralympics. Let's understand what is Paralympics. So this is a logo of Paralympics, and Paralympics is a sporting events, a mega sporting events for athletes with different range of disabilities, and it is organized by International Paralympic Committee. So Paralympics is a mega sporting events for disabilities people with different types of disabilities. And Paralympics developed by Ludwig Guttmann. He organized competition and after the World War II for veterans people, the army people who got injured during wars, and to help them or to assist them, he organized sports competition. And motto of Paralympic Games is Spirit in Motion. Spirit in Motion is the motto. So Paralympic is a Greek preposition. It has two words, para and Olympic. Para means beside or along, and the word Olympic means competition. So the full meaning will be the Paralympics are the parallel games to the Olympics, and it illustrates how the two movements exist side by side. Okay, so competition beside Olympics is Paralympic. It has split into para winter games and para summer games, and each occurs after every 4 years. And International Paralympic Committee formed in 22 September 1989, and it is in Germany. And International Paralympic Committee organizes summer and winter both Paralympic games. Okay, so more than different types of athletes and competition occurs for different para athletes. Okay, and after World War II, it became widely accepted, and its purpose mainly was number of assess the number of war veterans, civilians who had been injured during wartime. So Dr. Ludwig Guttmann, he opened a spinal injury center at Stoke Mandeville Hospital in Great Britain, 1994, and he developed rehabilitation sport for and uh, recreation sports and competitive sports. So this is the beginning of the Paralympics by Ludwig Guttmann, and in 1948, opening ceremony of London Olympic Games, organized Dr. Ludwig Guttmann organized first wheelchair athlete games, and he named them Stock Mandeville Games, where 16 injured servicemen and women took part in archery, and this was a big milestone in Paralympics history. And then 1952, a Dutch ex-serviceman joined this movement, and International Stoke Mandeville Games Federation was founded. So before the word Paralympics, it was the International Stoke Mandeville Games Federation, and it conducted its first Paralympic Games in Italy 1960, and it is recognized as first Paralympic Games 1960 at Italy. And it was like there are different types of impairments, different types of disabilities criteria. So aim was to bring all this together under one umbrella. An effort was made. So International Sports Organization for Disabled has been formed, and it, it is formed for those who could not participate in Spoke Mandeville Games. So all these different organization forms and they coordinate with each other, and so that other disabled people who did not participate are participated in such active sporting events. So they got chance. Then Cerebral Palsy International Sports Recreation Association founded, and International Blind Sports Federation. So these are different sports organization. Then International Coordinating Committee for Sports in the World, ICC, International Sports Federation of Persons with an Intellectual Disability. All these are different organizations working for para athletes and disabled people in special needs people. So a combination of these organizations lead to form International Paralympic Committee. All different organizations lead to the formation of International Paralympic Committee at Dusseldorf, Germany, 1989, as the global governing body of Paralympic movement, International Paralympic Committee. And its vision was to enable Paralympic athletes achieve sporting excellence and inspire them and excite the world. The Paralympic anthem is Hymne d'Avenir, or Anthem of the Future. It was a instrumental song. composed by Thierry Darnis. It was adopted an official anthem of IPC. Anthem of the Future is the Paralympic anthem. So there are different Paralympic categories. Let us look. And a challenge was there, different categories, but it is one-sided and it is predictable that the least impaired athlete will always win. So it is a big challenge and a problem that it is predictable, more predictable. So to prevent this, para athletes are placed in categories for competition based on their impairment. So these are called sport classes. Then defining the purpose is defining the impairment group, which athlete compete in various sports. Grouping athlete class defined by degree of activity or limitation related to their impairment or specific to the task in the sport. So that how much the limitation in their impairment, the degree, this was the criteria and defining the impairment group. Some established disabled categories are physical impairment, visual impairment, intellectual impairment, or disability, intellectual disability or impairment. So these are both applied in Summer and Winter Paralympic Games, and both events are held in the same host city corresponding Olympic Games. Following shortly after Olympic conclude. After finishing the Olympics Games, the Paralympic Games happen in the same host country, host city. So first, physical impairment categories. Physical impairment means limitation in individual physical functionality, the mobility stamina, which can be temporary or permanent. Spinal cord injury, for example, or post-polio syndrome, the well-known are impaired passive range of motion. The range of motion in one or more joint is reduced in a systematic way. The range of movement in joints, they're not able to move their joints. There is a limitation, or so such are impaired passive range of movement. Second is loss of limb or limb deficiency, a total or partial absence of bones or joint from partial or total loss due to illness, trauma, congenital limb deficiency. Limb is absent, or bones or joint of they are partially absent, so such is loss of limb or limb deficiency. Leg length difference, bone shortening occurs in one leg due to congenital deficiency or trauma. Difference in the bone, so such is leg difference, one leg is bigger and another is small. See the example of this: short stature, standing height is reduced due to shortened legs and arms. Arms and legs are very short, so the height is very less. This is an example of short stature. Then hypertonia, abnormal increase in muscle tension and reduced ability of muscle to stretch. If there is abnormal increase in muscle tension and they're not able to stretch their muscle, this may result due to injury or some conditions like cerebral palsy. Ataxia is a neurological sign. There's a lack of muscle coordination, like for example, some people drink and they lose their coordination, so they are moving here and there. So but this is ataxia is like their lack of muscle coordination and that causes clumsy movements and difficulty while walking, talking, speaking. Eye coordination movements, their movements are like moving here and there, clumsy movements which are not controllable by them. This comes under ataxia. Athetosis, it is an unbalanced involuntary movement and difficulty maintaining symmetrical posture. There is a difference. It is a lack of coordination, but this is unbalanced involuntary movement. These movements are not controllable by them. So this happens there's a rotation of the neck, eyes are raising their eyebrows, eyes are moving here and there, hands moving here and there, which are not controllable by them. So these are athetosis. Then visual impairment. Visual impairment, as you see in the photo, the person is having the cloth is tied on his eyes and the partner is running with them, or the eyes is having problem, there's some problem in the eyes, so this comes under visual impairment. Partial vision, sufficient to be judged legally blind or total blindness. Okay. Intellectual disability, mental condition where a person's cognitive abilities such as learning, logical reasoning, memory and concentration get hindered. In this, learning, logical reasoning, memory, concentration gets difficulty in such things. So it is a mental condition that affect the brain and they're not able to properly coordinate. The brain is not coordinating with the body and different organs. So such comes under intellectual disability. This includes so for this intellectual disability group added to Paralympic Games, but it is more comes under the Special Olympics.